my name's Humeara and I'm going to be a second year English with creative writing student at the University of Nottingham. Just last year I was a fresher and I was so scared. There were so many things I was worried about, but when you start you realise that you were worrying over nothing really. So today I'm going to talk to you about things that you're probably worried about but shouldn't be. First up is money and living on a student budget. Now, I live in catered accommodation, so the initial cost can feel like quite a hit to your bank account, but you have to think about the fact that your food is paid for and you don't have to worry about things like bills or internet. You get breakfast and dinner when you live in catered accommodation, and then you get money on your card for lunch as well, so you really don't have to worry about money in that sense. So all you have to spend the rest of your loan on is going out, having fun, buying books and stuff like that. But the thing is, I think after the initial freshers week when you spend tons on going out, it's a lot easier to start budgeting, and you'll start your course and you'll know about how much you need to spend on books. I need to spend quite a lot on books because I do English, but you'll kind of get to grips with how and when you need to spend your money. Okay, so I just got a text from my friend who lives in non-catered halls, and she says that her main tip for saving money while living in non-catered halls is to always buy the own brand versions of food because they're so much cheaper, and to only buy what you know you can eat or freeze, because the worst way to waste money is on stuff that you don't even get a chance to eat before it goes off. Transport is really easy in Nottingham as well when it comes to spending, because the bus only costs £1.50 for a student. There's also free hopper buses from campus to campus. You get student discounts on pretty much anything if you download the Uni Days app, so make sure you do that to save you some money as well. Also, if you do find you're struggling, then there is always the option to find a part-time job. A lot of my friends found part-time jobs while at uni, and it is possible, but your priority should always be to concentrate on your studies. However, if you are looking for something to sort of earn you a little bit of money, the Uni of Nottingham can help with that. You can go to the student union and inquire about any jobs going at the uni. Next is the worry of meeting new people and having to make friends all over again. I was super worried about this because, I don't know, I guess everyone is, but honestly, this was probably the most stupid worry that I had. When you get to uni, there's a really nice sort of vibe where everyone's in the same boat as you, and I know you would have heard this so many times already and you're probably sick of hearing it, but it's true. Everyone's really nice, everyone is like really open to making friends with different people, and everyone's really accepting of different personalities. There are so many different things that you can do to find friends and make more friends. There are so many different societies. When I first got to uni, I went to the Harry Potter Society. It's just so nice. You can find loads of different like-minded people, and there'll be loads of different people in your hall as well, and obviously there are other people that are going to be on your core. I think my main advice would just to be not to close yourself off to people. Don't just stick with the people that you see on the first day and think, right, these are my friends for the rest of uni time now. Next is balancing your work and social life. You have to kind of find the balance for you, and you have to understand that no one is going to judge you if you don't want to go out that much. It's really up to you, and it's whatever works with you. It's a case of getting to know your course and getting to know your timetable and learning sort of how much work you've got, and over the course of first term your work will probably be a little bit less demanding, and then as you get to the end of first term and then the second term it becomes a lot more demanding, and you probably will find yourself going out less and less and probably seeing your friends less and less, but that's okay. No one's going to judge you for that regardless of what. Like, you will still have a great time at uni, even if it's a case of taking 2 hours out a day for lunch and a bit of a break and doing that with your friends. That's also sort of something that you could do to balance your work and social life. Social life doesn't necessarily always have to mean going out to a club at night, because not everyone is into that. Social life can even be joining a sports team. You can sort of tailor your work and social life to suit you and your course and your needs. Okay, so here we have the classic thing that a lot of people are worried about, and that is living away from home. You have to remember that in this day and age you have Skype and you can text all the time and phone. It is a lot easier than you think, and that might sound harsh because you are moving away from your family at the end of the day, but you do have everyone at uni who is going through the same thing, and you'll have your sort of uni family that will keep you company and understand what you're going through and help you feel not so homesick. But honestly, my advice though would be to try and immerse yourself as much as you can into the uni community. Definitely sort of get yourself super involved, because that way you'll keep yourself busy, you'll be finding new friends, and I think that is super helpful for people who are feeling a little bit homesick. And also just make sure that you decorate your room. It sounds a bit stupid, but that actually helps a lot. If you're sat in a bare room feeling like you're in a prison cell, then that's not going to help you feel less homesick. The Uni of Nottingham accommodation is really lovely, so take advantage of that. Decorate it with fairy lights or pictures of your family, flowers, anything, and it'll make you feel so much more positive. Okay, next one is, if you don't drink, will you feel left out and will you still fit in? I don't drink, so this was something I was super worried about. This is probably what I was most worried about, actually. No, the answer is, if you don't drink, you will not feel left out and you will still fit in, of course. At the end of the day, if you say to someone, nah, I don't drink, or I don't fancy it, no one's going to say, oh no, come on, drink, what a loser. No one's going to do that. They're going to be like, oh, okay, that's good for you. And you'll never feel pressured. You can still have fun without drinking. It really doesn't matter whether or not you drink. Okay, and finally, do not let yourself get behind. Once you get behind, it is literally like you're trying to swim and get above water. Like, always stay on top of your work. I think that's my biggest piece of advice, because everything will be 25,000 times easier if you do that. Okay, and that's it for this video. I really hope it helped in some ways. I really hope that if you were worried about any of these things, I've put your mind at ease a little bit. So good luck guys, and hopefully I'll see you next time.